Hello, and welcome to episode 14 of the Spicy Homemaker podcast. My name is Melissa, and you can find me on Ravelry and Instagram as Spicy Homemaker. We also have a Ravelry group. It's a lot of fun, lots of things going on over there, and it's about to heat up pretty quickly for March, April, and May. I will give you more details on that very shortly. Today is Friday, February 19th, and welcome. Welcome to new viewers. If you are new to my podcast, thank you so much for checking me out. If you're a returning viewer, thank you so much for returning. I have been watching a slew of podcasts lately, and there's so many awesome new ones, so many good old ones. We are just in such an awesome spot for podcasting. I mean, you guys have such a wide selection, and I can't even count all the good podcasts out there. So thank you for joining me. Some announcements. So I've got so much to talk to you guys about today. I have always said at a minimum, I will podcast every 2 weeks. Sometimes it's once a week, but we are at the 2-week mark. So there's a lot to cover, and I'm going to try to get some of it done quickly. Some of it will pause a little bit, but first, the thing I want to announce is Amy from Bohemia Fibers. She's the Indie Dyer of the Month. If you've watched previous episodes, you know that we did, we were doing a swapless swap with her. There was 3 groups, and you provide a picture or a painting or a photograph of inspiration, and she made a full skein of yarn based upon that photograph. What she's doing is she's breaking that full skein down into mini skeins, and so this next group, the first group's already done and mailed out. The second group that's up is done, but we need to vote, because what's going to happen is so she breaks down the large skein into 10 mini skeins. They're going to be 10 gram mini skeins. 10 people are in the swap. She gets a mini skein from each of the custom skeins, and you get, the people in the group, a set of 10 custom mini skeins. But we vote on what our favorite skein is, our favorite skein of yarn is. So if you haven't done that, go ahead and go check out. It is called, the thread is titled Voting Team 1 No Chatter. Even though it's our second group, technically, this one's called Team 1. So just look for that, Voting Team 1 No Chatter. And go in there and you'll see all the pictures with the beautiful yarn, and just hit love on the one you like the most. I'm going to close that out. I think I said this coming Tuesday. It's definitely in the thread at noon. Now, I did discover that when you close out a thread for voting in this way, where you just hit love, it does prevent people from chattering, but it doesn't prevent people from continuing to go in there and hit love. Which, just so you know, once I close it out, I take the numbers at that point. So if you see that thread and it's locked out and the numbers don't match, or the winner perhaps maybe even changed, just know that I took the number from when I closed out the thread. But regardless, if you're new to this, go out there and check out her work. It is fantastic. It's phenomenal. Everybody loves it. I mean, it's off the charts, huge success. She's an artist in the truest sense. You've got to see it. Go over there and vote. Team 2 will be done shortly after this one. So kind of keep a lookout over there, because I don't know if we're going to get a podcast in before that, so I can announce it. So look for it. It'll be open. You'll see it. All 10 pictures will be there, and vote. Okay? So it's been a lot of fun working with Amy. If you haven't checked her out, you definitely should. She's got her own website. She's on Ravelry. Lots of good things about Amy. I loved working with her. Okay, so last podcast, I talked about Patty Joy. She is the socks therapist on Ravelry, and she is the creator of the Fish Lips Kiss Heal pattern. I mentioned that she's battling stage 3 breast cancer right now. It's very aggressive. So I've heard about this on other podcasts, and first and foremost, I've said this before in another podcast. If you ever hear anything on my podcast, I don't, I share all my stuff, okay? Anything I talk about is free game. Anything. If you mention this on your podcast, I'm not going to look at you and go, oh my gosh, I can't believe she did that or he did that. No. We're knitters. We share. No, please. Someone asked me about that. If you want to share this information, feel free. If you want to share anything that I mentioned, feel free. Okay? But having said that, one of the things, her pattern is a paid for pattern, $1. And if you have not done the Fish Lips Kiss Heel, it is, I think, a 16-page pattern, which scares people, but it's really not. It's really only one page that you have to look at. The rest of it's some theory if you want to get very detailed, but you really only need one page of it to truly do the pattern. And so many people have talked about how it's very easy. Once they've done it, they couldn't believe that they were scared of it and didn't know why they waited so long. But last podcast, I said that I wanted to kind of support her. I opened up a thread called the Show Me Your Fish Lips. And for anybody who's ever knit the heel or is knitting it, just post a picture of your socks, join us, go out and buy our pattern if you haven't. I gifted it to 5 people on my last podcast. And something so awesome happened after that podcast that just makes me, I'm so proud to be a part of this community to begin with. But things like this just makes me super proud to be a part of it. I was contacted by a viewer and a friend who graciously donated 36 Fish Lips Kiss Heel patterns to anybody who wants them. She wants to remain anonymous, but so if you're interested in trying this out and you haven't bought it yet, contact me and I will put you in touch with the person. Clearly at that point, they will no longer be anonymous, but they want to remain as anonymous as possible. So please let me know. 36. I would love to use every single one of them, and so would she. She really wants to do this for her, and I've had so many people contact me asking me, is there another avenue to help out? I have not heard of any other avenues. I'm trying to brainstorm some avenues, but I'm going to have to research that a little bit. So one of the things I was thinking about on this is that gift the pattern to other people. It's $1. If that's how that's the most immediate way you can help right now. If there's somebody you know, just gift the pattern to them on Ravelry. It's very, very easy to do. If you need any help, ask me. I'll let you know how to do that. So there's that. Okay. I'm getting to a really exciting part that I'm really looking forward to. So the other thing I want to mention is, okay, so we have the Comfort Knit Along going on right now. It's getting ready to close out at the very end of February. I was going to go through March, but I said on the last podcast, I'm wrapping it up at the end of February because I'm getting ready to start a very big event. And I just want to focus on that. So I will be drawing for another winner from that thread for the Comfort Knit Along, and I will message you on Ravelry, okay? So I have not drawn anyone yet, but it will close out the last day of February at noon. The maker of Bags by Awesome Granny has graciously donated a couple things. One, we have a coupon called Comfort 15 for anything in her shop, 15% off. Just put Comfort 15 in the coupon code. And just so you know, this weekend her shop is closed, but I think it's only for this weekend. She's preparing to open up next week. She's going away on a knitting retreat. So how much fun is that? Can't blame her. Relax, have some fun, knit. So there's that, and I'll show you. There's a donation she made too, but I'm going to put that in somewhere else. So, excuse me, my nose itches. All right, now here's the big announcement. Oh goodness, I'm dripping water on myself. So I've mentioned this in the last podcast, and now we're making it official. We're announcing it right now. So Brittany with the Sip and Stitch podcast. She and I got together and collaborated, and we just really wanted to do something. We kept calling it the Epic Knit Along. The more we talked and the more we gathered thoughts together, it just got so much bigger than a knit along, and it's so much more than that. So we've come up with a name for what we're getting ready to do, and it is called the Knitting Games. So from March to the end of May, we are hosting the knit along, or the knit along, the Knitting Games. This is so much more than a knit along. There is a knit along that's involved in this for sure, but there's also contests that's going to be involved in this. There's challenges with other podcasters that we're going to be doing. There is just surprises throughout. I'm going to tell you right now that the things we have planned, I mean, it's going to be rapid fire, some of these things. There's tons of prizes we're going to give away. Lots of them, and really good ones, okay? We are having so much fun planning this. I can't wait to do this. It's all about fun. It's all about just, this is going to be great. So, for instance, let me go over some of the things. Oh, and this is the other thing I want to highlight about this. So you know how some knit-alongs are co-hosted with other people. Like there's lots of knit-alongs where there's like 3 or 4 people, podcasts that are doing it together. And usually, you know, you have to go into each group and there's separate rules and there's separate FOs. We're not doing that. This is truly a team effort. The same rules apply on both podcasting groups, okay? So you have the Sip and Stitch on Ravelry. She has her own podcast group, Brittany. And then you have mine, the Spicy Homemaker. We're the 2 people that are mainly hosting this, but our rules are exactly the same. I'm going to post the rules in my group. She's going to post the rules in her group. They're exactly the same. We are having one FO thread, just one, and that will be in her group. However, I'm going to have a chatter group, and that is one that I will randomly pull prizes, or I'll draw people for prizes. And Brittany's going to do the same thing. But the knit along, I'll quickly go over a little bit about that. This is, it's called the Knitting Games. It's a contest, the knit along is. But I don't want that to put you off. Like, there's a chatter thread. So maybe you're thinking, oh gosh, a contest. You know, I'm not really competitive. Some of you are. I know you are. But if you're not, just get in on the chatter thread. Show us what you're making. Let's talk about, we're pulling prizes for there too. So come join us no matter what. But, so the knit along is going to have a point system. Okay, so you get, it's kind of a lot like, I think I have the exact name. I don't have the exact name is what I'm trying to say, but it's like the Harry Potter group on Ravelry. I believe that's right. Brittany knows more about this. She's doing the point system, and she's already given me how we're doing this. But for instance, so if you use for one project, 1 to 250 yards, it's 1 point. That's like hat and mittens, small scarves, that kind of thing. 250 to 500 yards is shawls and socks, that kind of thing. That's 2 points. 500 to 1,000 yards is 3 points, and over 1,000 yards is 4 points. And then there's extra points for stuff like cables. If there's cables in it for special techniques, you get a point. If there's double knitting, 2 points. We're also including crochet, and we are utilizing Amber from the Yarn Junkie because she is a crochet genius and expert. She's going to help us with the scoring, but she has given us points for that too. So if you do a crochet pattern and it has lace work, you get 1 point. Texture stitch, 2 points. All these kind of things. You do charity knitting, you get an extra point for that. And there's a very specific way you need to put this in the FO thread, and that is detailed in the rules thread, okay? Anything that I talk about will be covered somewhere else, so don't panic. I know some of the things I'm going to cover sounds like a lot right now. That rules thread will walk you through everything, I promise. If you have any questions, ask us now. That's why we're posting it now, so that way if there's any questions before we start on March 1st, you can ask, okay? So, the other part is, oh my gosh, I'm so excited about this next part. So we're going to have some challenges with other podcasters. And the first challenge that we're doing is a Swants challenge. If you don't know what Swants are, you must Google this. It's from Stephen West. And yeah, basically you take a thrift store sweater and try it on like pants and do some modifications, tailoring, a little bit of sewing, not anything too crazy, and you turn it into a pair of pants. I had the best time going to my local thrift store. I went by myself and picking out some sweaters and trying them on. I am in a dressing room laughing by myself because I'm taking my pants off to try on a sweater. I mean, it was great. It was great. It was so much fun. And I have the feeling these are going to be really comfortable. So I'm really looking forward to that. We are doing it. It's myself, Brittany, Sip and Stitch, and we got three other podcasters actually. We invited Gabby from Once Upon a Corgi and Abby and Allie from the Get Lit and Knit podcast. They are a newer podcast and they are a ton of fun. And Gabby, if you haven't seen her either, holy smokes, so much fun. Just a great group of people. Yeah, we're gonna make some Swants and then we're gonna post. They have to be done by March 10th. We are going to post a voting thread in each of their podcasts groups. So there's going to be a voting thread in the Get Lit and Knit podcast group and also in the Once Upon a Corgi group. So like this is a big community effort. You know, we want to, anyone we invite to do something with us, we want this to be a shared experience, not a separate experience. So that's why we're doing this. It's not going to be, the voting for the Swants is not going to be in my group. And I'll have some information in my group though, but you'll have to go over to Gabby's or Allie's and Abby's group and vote. We'll have it open by March 11th. That's a Friday. And we'll probably keep it open like a week or so and just hit love on the one you like the most. And whoever wins is going to get a fabulous prize for their viewers. And the rest of the people, the participants, all of us, will also get a prize of a smaller size, but for all of our viewers as well too. So you guys win no matter what. So help us out, vote. It's going to be fun. It's going to be great. So there's that part of it. And oh goodness, let's see. There's so much going on. I'm not going to be able to cover all of it. It's going to be some surprises. So if you're a subscriber, it will really benefit you because some of the stuff you won't know until you watch the podcast. And we're having another part of this that is going to work a lot like the Powerball. And I'm not going to explain it in detail yet. You'll just know when the first one comes out. And what I mean by that is that there's going to be something presented and there will be a deadline on it. Nothing hard, I promise. But if nobody wins it, then that prize will roll over to the next challenge, we'll call it. And it'll be the prize for that particular challenge plus the one before. And if no one gets that one, it just keeps building, just like the Powerball. If no one wins, the prize just keeps growing. So, yeah, it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. I can't wait. So I hope no matter what, this is just about having fun, good fun. If there's any podcasters out there, we got another challenge already in the month of March that I will tell you about on the next podcast. And yeah, if there's anyone up there who wants to join in some knitting games, let me know. You've got any great ideas. Brittany already has some ideas for April as well. Let us know. We'll let you know what's available and you can participate. So let's move on to, oh wow. Had a whole other page of notes here, and I just did it right off the top of my head because, yeah, well, I've been talking about this quite a bit. Brittany and I've been talking on the phone a lot and emailing and messaging. All right, let's get right into the knitting because I know the intro was a little long. I apologize, but there was a lot to cover and I'm just excited. I'm excited. Can you tell? All right, so my first half finished object, my first hoe, that's all I really have, is, I have whips, but my only finished object is this. Okay, had to change my battery out, but let me get right back to my only finished object. This is from my one and only pattern, which is free, called the Good Time Mitts. It is a fingerless mitt pattern. It's very, very simple. I get lots of great feedback and reviews on this pattern. This is for my mother. I need to knit the other one. It has some ribbing around the thumb and at the top and at the cuff, and it's just some simple stockinette with a, I really like the design here that I did for the gusset. I think this turned out very, very nicely. When people knit these, there's been some pictures I've seen on Ravelry and they look store-bought. Some of the people have knit some amazing, amazing mitts. But I knit this in an afternoon. Such a fast knit. I loved it. I haven't knit these in a while. Kind of missed it. It was great. I really enjoyed it. And I knit this using Knit Picks Wool of the Andes. And it is the Delft Heather is the colorway. And yeah, I mean, it's just really, really simple. I'm trying to think if there's nothing crazy going on here. The increases are knit front and back. Stitch counts, I mean, I have row by row or round by round, I should say, instructions. Stretchy bind off up here. Nothing too crazy. If you're an experienced knitter, it's like a sock. It's very quick, easy, comfort, kind of mindless a little bit. A little bit of detail you gotta, or increases you're gonna have to pay attention to, but after that, not much. You could easily modify this any way you wanted. I've seen some great things on the Ravelry page. So anyways, there's these. And okay, so going right into whips, my next thing. Okay, let's do, here it is. Okay. I talked about these the last podcast and I'm realizing I love knitting socks, but I don't get them done quickly. And no real reason why. It's not like I get bored or I don't like them or nothing like that. But yeah, so this is the bubblegum socks because all my socks are kind of right now pretty much at the same spot. They need heels. And it's not like I'm scared of doing it. I just haven't had, when I'm sitting down to knit, especially in the last week or so, I just want something that really doesn't require any attention. I'm getting ready to do the Fish Lips Kiss heel. I haven't done it at all yet. So it's going to require a little bit of my attention. So that's kind of why I am where I am. But this is called the Bubblegum Socks. This is by Emily. It's a new pattern. It's paid for pattern on Ravelry. And she does the Arctic Knitting podcast. I love her podcast. I watch it all the time. Every time she has an episode posted, I watch it. And she had the best shout out on her last episode. Oh my gosh. Just so sweet and so kind. Thank you so much, Emily. Gosh, love it, love it. She is in Norway, I believe. I think that's right. She's a fantastic knitter. If you haven't checked her out, you definitely should. But this is a little bit of lace going on in this, but very, very easy to follow. And there's a chart. So I have not ever knit with charts. And this was perfect for that. If you are scared of charts, you should do this pattern because it is, anybody can do it. And I truly mean that. It's only 4 rows with 4 stitches and you just repeat it. But it's the simple stitches. I mean, it's paid for pattern, so I'm not gonna give it away. But what I did at first is I wrote down, I actually put the stitches in the little blocks, or I wrote it out essentially. But then I made myself kind of keep going over it and over it, and then now I can look at it and do it. And I'm really glad I started with this for charts. So I have met one of my goals for this year, and that was to knit with charts. This definitely does it, and I'm gonna do something a little bit more complicated for sure, but this was perfect for breaking into charts. I highly recommend it. This is knit with the Once Upon of Corgi yarns by Gabby. Also has her podcast, I mentioned her earlier, and her fig base. The colorway is Winter Storm, and her fig base is 70% superwash merino, 20% nylon, and 5% stellina. I think I have one of those wrong. There's another 5% somewhere in there. But it's gorgeous. I love this icy blue color. I love it. I love it. I'm so happy. This is a very enjoyable knitting experience. And I am knitting these on 2.75 millimeter needles. And I don't have the package for these, but these are bamboo, and they're the square ones. They're little squares, and I love them. These are great. I just picked them up at my knitting store just to try, and I love them. I love them. I don't know if you have ever tried them, but if you're used to bamboo and you're used to DPNs, you might want to give these a go. I'm enjoying them. So there's that, and this is also in my Stitches and Pearls bag by Becca. She's a new Etsy shop, and her thing is doing embroidery up here. Mine says "Watch Me Whip." Mentioned that on my last podcast, and this is the fabric on the back. Super cute, really sturdy fabric on the inside. Great bag, Becca, great bag. I'm really enjoying it. So there's that. Next whip. Okay. Some of these, I've gotten some done, but I don't think you're going to be able to tell from the last time I showed you. Here's another one. This is a pattern by Mina from the Knitting Expat. It's called This Way, That Way socks. And I cast these on Christmas Eve. And yeah, we're still working on them. And once again, it's not because I'm not enjoying the pattern or anything. Socks I just put up and put down quite a bit. I have a lot of socks going on. But I want to get some done. I need some more hand knit socks in my life. I have 3 pairs and I want more. Okay, I do. So something's going to happen here where just a bunch are going to get finished all at once. But this is in my Zia Wools. Fire and Ice is the colorway. This is her Sandia base, which Mina talked about on her episode where she was going over the 35 socks she knit for January. She really, really enjoyed this base and knitting with it. She had lots of good things to say about it, and I couldn't agree with her more. Beautiful stitch definition. I love Dag's colors. She does some beautiful. She was my first indie dyer of the month, and yeah, I love it. I'm loving how these are looking. They're beautiful. Mina has this detail here where it's a slip stitch, but it zigzags kind of on the front. So just to add a little detail for your vanilla sock. And she has on her pattern, it's a paid for pattern. You can do charts, or she has it written out. And she has small, medium, and large sizes available. And I'm doing a medium size. And I have a size 7 foot, US size 7 foot. And I'm doing this on my carbons, DPNs. I'm a DPN girl. And this is my 2.75 millimeter needles. And I did the top with 2.25 millimeters, my ribbing. I might end up changing that soon. I don't know. I think I'm being more cognizant of my gauge. I'm a tight knitter, but I think my up here is getting a little too tight. So I might switch that to 2.5 millimeters. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. But yeah. Still have them in my Christmas bag from Amy Beth, Fat Squirrel Speaks. And next up is, well, I'm going to save my great one for the very last. I have 2 more. The last one I'm going to save, it's a new one for you guys. I'm going to show this. I actually broke this out and have done some work on it. It's my loop by Casapinka. And I have talked about this previously. And it's a slow going knit for me. It was, for a couple reasons. I really like how it's looking. So the blue is Mad Tosh Light in the color, oh, I didn't write it down, but I want to say it's mica. I definitely have it on my Ravelry page. The loop thing here, the loop detail you see, is the Fire and Ice by Zia Wools. And I like this pattern. It's a paid for pattern, loop by Casapinka. And I wasn't enjoying it so much. I wasn't hating it, but I didn't love it. That's what I said previously. Because I'm a tight knitter, and this little loop detail was really, that was the part I was really slogging through. It was taking a lot to, you increase by quite a bit and then you decrease by quite a bit. So the increasing is like increasing, I think, 3 stitches. It was really kind of miserable for me at being a tight knitter. However, once again, I think my gauge is loosening up because it wasn't so bad these last few loops I've done. It didn't bother me at all. I am using my are these Hayahayas? I believe they are Hayahayas. But they are the slippery metal needles. Yeah, because they're Hayahaya sharps. I did get the sharps for sure. And I do not have the needle sizes written down here either, but they are on my Ravelry page. And if you want to know, just ask me. But that helps. I don't usually do slippery needles, metal needles. I have a problem with stitches flying off my needles at very random moments for no good reason. So I usually use bamboo quite a bit. I like bamboo or carbon, something with a little bit of grip. But with everything that was going on with this, I needed definitely a little bit of a slippery surface. So these worked out very, very well. Yeah. So I got some done. I'm about half, I think I'm over halfway done. I think there's 13 of these little loop stripes here, and I'm over halfway of that. But of course, as I increase, the rows are getting longer. So yeah, there's that. Great little stitch markers here that I got that are little books. Love them. I got all kinds of non-matching stitch markers. I got another one by, oh, you guys know her, Ginny the Potter. That's what it is, with little bicycles on. I got a rhyme back. So I'm excited. This is kind of, I need to stretch it out. I don't think you guys are really going to get a good view of this until it's done. I've tried to show this a few times, and it's a shawl. It's on a circular, and it's getting big, so it just kind of stays all scrunched up for right now. And this is in my bag from Mel, my friend in Australia. She made this for me. Yeah, I love this. Oh, it's got little, I don't think I've ever noticed that. How cute. I just noticed the interior fabric because it's all matches so well. It's just, I love project bags that are made by my friends. So there's that. And then my last one. Okay, my last project. Whew. This I found out about from Lauren in the Ravelry group. That's not her name, her Ravelry name. She has a different, that's just her real name. But she posted this in the Comfort Knit Along, and it was called Dre's Shawl. And Dre's Shawl spelled D-R-E-A. It's a free pattern on Ravelry. It's lots of garter stitch, which I'm a fan of. I love garter stitch projects. I'm not gonna lie, I love them. I have no shame in those. So this is part of it here. And what it does is, okay, so it's a shawl. It's free. It's all garter stitch. You use 2 skeins of fingering weight, and you clearly do not have to do this, but I think it's great for a variegated yarn with a more solid yarn. Now this isn't completely solid. This is Hedgehog Fibers in their teacup colorway. And this is mostly cream colored, but it's got these little shots of brown and like neon pink, and there's even blue in here. It's got these really pretty shots of color in here. I really have been wanting to try this, and I like that it does kind of show up white in here right now. You see a little bit of the color specks, but at the end of the shawl, I'm going to put a big strip of just the white. That's how it's going to end. This is in the Socks That Rock, English Garden Memories, I believe it is. I've got the tag right here. And yep, English Garden Memories. It's a superwash, 100% superwash merino, 405 yards, 146 grams, Blue Moon Fiber Arts. So this is what this looks like. And it does. It looks like English Garden to me. I love it. All these flowery colors, and there's greens and blues and purples and pinks. It's gorgeous. And I'm really, really loving how this is knitting up. Okay, if you're new to shawls, this would be a good pattern for you because of a few things. One, it's very, very simple. If you're wanting to try something challenging, this is not the shawl for you. If you're wanting something that is, maybe you've been, I know when I first started shawls, I was a little afraid of the garter tab cast on. That's a weird little beast the first time you do it. It's a little odd. This doesn't have that. You cast on 3 stitches and it just keeps growing from there. So super easy beginning. It's fun because if you don't enjoy garter stitch, you're not going to like it, but there's only one increase in it. It's on, and it's not every row. It is, and it's pretty clever too. It's a yarn over and you knit through the back loop. So you kind of get a little bit of an, I don't know if I would say eyelet, but kind of like an eyelet right there on one edge. Some people don't like that and they modified it. I'm really glad I didn't because I really like it. The other thing is the colors, like to me, it's almost like doing a self-striping sock in a way because I'm really loving how the colors are knitting up. I mean, they're always changing. I just like seeing how it looks. It's going so fast. I just cast this on the other day and it'll be done quickly. This is a gift, by the way. And that's the other thing. I had so much fun picking out the yarn for this particular person, trying to think, what colors remind me of this person? And I know it's simple, it's free. I love it. Thank you, Lauren, for posting this on the Comfort Knit Along thread because I'm having a ball and I've been wanting to do my Hedgehog Fibers teacup colorway for a while, and this is a great excuse. This is in my project bag from my friend Dag. She is the creator of Zia Wools, the indie dyer, and she made this for me for Christmas, and oh gosh, I just love this bag. Love it, love it, love it. So cute, so pretty. But that's it. That's all my knitting for what's been going on. Let me see if there's anything else on those that I wanted to say. No, I think I covered it all. I do. Kind of wrapping it up here. I have no idea how long we've been going. Usually I keep a timer. Well, I have been lately. Didn't get to it now. And if I'm being honest with you guys, well, I usually am honest. I don't lie to you guys. Give me a break. I don't know why I said that. Let me just tell you what time it is here. It is now 12:38 a.m. Midnight podcasting again. Got to work with what you got sometimes. Okay, mail. Let's do it. My first one I want to show you guys is from Tilly Trout Podcast. I love her, adore her. So I arranged a Valentine's Day podcaster swap. It was a swap between over 90 podcasters were invited, and well over half that amount participated. And oh gosh, to this day, I still feel so bad. There's so many I still have forgotten that did not get included in this invite. I tried to capture as many as I could. There's a lot out there. And if anyone was forgotten, it was not intentional. Oh my gosh, it really wasn't. But having said that, I'm really, really happy with how this went. I'm hearing about the connections people are making and how happy people are with their swap packages. It's just been so fun to watch. I love like there's just these little knitted items in a lot of the swaps, and people are just so tickled with it. I mean, knitting for knitters is like the best experience ever. So I get it. And I've had so much fun, and I'm so glad you guys enjoyed it. But my swap partner was Tilly from the Tilly Trout podcast. And she gave me, it's just so cute, so many things here. This beautiful card, and she wrote all kinds of great things in there, and she gave me a coaster that I have at work that's hilarious. I took it to work, I had to, so you can't see that now. These are, I believe they're stickers. Yeah, they're stickers, which is phenomenal. We do all kinds of little arts and crafts with my kids, and so I know exactly where these are going, and I can't wait till Ruby sees these. And there's buttons in them too, but they're little birdies. I also have these really cute buttons. Oh my gosh. Like, I think I'm going to plan a project just for these buttons. They're like pink and turquoise and swirly, and they're in a little soft triangle shape. Cute, super cute. I've got a bookmark. I've got this really cool paper clip, trombone clip. It's called handmade paper clip, but I can think of a million things I could do with this. This is going somewhere probably in my art studio. But yeah, there's that. It's a flower and a little notebook. I love mini notebooks. Oh my goodness. I carry so many of these. This is my memory. My memory is just garbage. If I don't write it down, oh my goodness, forget it. So cute, love it. And some tea. She gave me some really interesting teas. And another thing on the tea, well, let me just show you a couple of them. I'm not gonna show you all. I drank one of them already, and it sounds kind of crazy, but it was a beet, like the vegetable, the root vegetable. It was beet something. I can't remember what it was called. And I believe it was by Taylor's. And it was a very dark red. It was a very interesting drink. It wasn't bad. I probably wouldn't buy it on my own. If you don't like beets, which I like them, but you wouldn't like that tea. And it wasn't really strong though. It was different. I really liked trying it out. This one's sweet rhubarb, and I love rhubarb. Strawberry rhubarb pie, one of my favorite pies. So I can't wait to try this. And there's another interesting one. I've never seen teas like this. It's by Twinings too. I don't think we have this here. Tell me if you've ever seen this in the States. Dreamy, creamy buttermint. Oh, it's called buttermint right there. That's cool. I've never even seen that. So, I have my first Fondant Fibers sampler. I can't wait to try that. I've never had anything by Fondant Fiber. So amazing. And I felt it already. Wow. Just wow. Super soft. It feels like what I would imagine a cloud would feel like. And oh, she knit this cute little gift bag. That's what my buttons were in. Like, that is so cute. It's got beads on it and everything. How cute is that? Ah, love it. And then I got all these minis. Oh no, one of them came unwound. Sorry guys. Let me just show you them. And she described what each one of them are. I'm not going to go over all of them, but I do want to probably point out one, because she said if she had to knit with one thing for the rest of her life, it would be that particular skein. So I'm going to show you what they look like first of all, and then I'll tell you which one she picked. But look at all those. My goodness, this is just, I love them. I love them. I love them. Okay, yeah. So the red one in Handmaiden. It's the red one. She said, I think it's called Casbah. She said if I could only use one base for the rest of my life, it would be this. Handmaiden Casbah. Tilly Trout. This is the one she said if she could only knit with one thing for the rest of her life, it would be this base. You heard it here. So I just thought that was great. Tilly, thank you so much. This was such an enjoyable swap, and I do hope to do one next year at the same time. I thought Valentine's Day, you guys are just amazing. my knitting community means so much to me, and I have been just, I love you guys. I do. And I just thought, including you guys in on Valentine's Day, I couldn't think of a better time, to be quite honest. So, and the podcasters too, the podcasting community, fabulous, fabulous community. So supportive of each other. I mean, just everybody. It's just, you guys leave me speechless so much of the time. I wish I could meet so many of you, because I just do feel like words aren't enough. I really do. But I'll quit gushing for right now. Well, for a little bit, because I got another swap package. Okay. I did a swap with Jilly from the Knitting Broomstick. I love her. She's so much fun. She always makes me giggle. I love watching her podcast. And my gosh, I don't know how she does it. Like, she has 5 kids and a newborn baby, and she puts out an amazing amount of knitting. I don't know how she does it. But, okay, here is my bag. She gave me a bag by Mad Bird. It's so pretty. Oh my gosh, it's gorgeous. I love it. Look at the inside of this. I mean, it's beautiful. This is gorgeous. Jilly, thank you so much. I can't believe you did this. I mean, wow. I really can't. I wasn't expecting all this. I really wasn't. Beautiful note. She gave me a great shout out on her podcast too. You guys, gosh, Jilly, thank you so much. You are, you're amazing. You really are. She's so kind. She's so sweet. She does so many fun things with her podcast. She has a lot going on in her podcast group. You should definitely check her out. She's always about having fun. I mean, she hangs her Christmas tree every year from the ceiling. How cool is that? I love it. And she really does. I mean, she posted a picture on Instagram. This is a real thing she does. And they decorate and everything. It's awesome. Another notebook. You guys, seriously, I love these. Love them so much. Minis. Got some minis. I'm really loving that blue there. Ooh, and that too. And, oh my goodness, some great teas. Ooh, there's a strong and malty one in there. I think I might have that after this. That looks good. There's a bunch of them in here. I love spicy, strong teas. I do like fruity teas too. It just has to be the right mood. But and I like black teas. I like a lot of tea. So anyways, there's that. And I feel like there's probably something I'm forgetting in some of these packages. If there was any food, it's gone. I eat that pretty quick, especially if it's chocolate. I don't even know anymore now. So there's that swap package. What I got in the mail that I ordered is I ordered a matching Notions pouch for my favorite bag. I did a bag review for the Bags by Awesome Granny, and it was a project bag with this fabric. And I love it. It's canvas. I've talked about it. I think 2 episodes ago, I gave a pretty, might even been the last episode, I can't remember, but I gave a pretty detailed review on the bag. And I love it. It's practical. It's beautiful. I wanted the matching Notions bag, so I ordered it. And she was so sweet. She included a DP case. I'm not usually a matchy person, but I love this bag that much. I really do. And I wanted I wanted everything in this fabric because it's practical and gorgeous. I mean, this is the perfect thing for my life. I need canvas in my life. I have children. We're messy. I'm messy. It just works. Love these. Yeah, beautiful. Thank you, Darlene. Oh my gosh. And there was an extra one. This will be going in some prizes for the knitting games for sure. I also ordered a bag by Hugh Loco, Nicole of Hugh Loco. This was her, I believe it was one of her Valentine's Day bags. And I honestly ordered it to give away. I love it. It's beautiful. It's gorgeous. I would keep this, but I know you guys like this stuff, and I like getting you guys really good gifts and surprises. So this will be in one of the prizes for the knitting games. There's that. And is that everything? I think so. I think that's it. So good. All right. Just a couple thank yous too. I want to go, there's been so many, it's been kind of I'm not gonna lie, a rough couple weeks. There's been a lot going on, lot. We're at the very end now. Just a little bit of chatting and some thank yous, and we're gonna wrap it up. But just a lot of things going on here, and you know how it gets. Life gets busy. There's so many things that goes on, and sometimes it get you down a little bit. But you get back up. It's good. But some career changes going on over here, and that's exciting and stressful all at the same time. And the compliments and the encouragement and the support that has come in over these last 2 weeks have meant so much more than people could possibly know. It's just those times when you're just kind of having a rough moment and you get that message at just the right time. And it's just, wow, it just kind of gets you over the hump, you know? And I've had quite a few of them in the last couple of weeks. So I just want to say thank you to Vicky of the Sweet Leaps podcast. She sent me one of the nicest messages, so supportive, offering to help with some things. I mean, just thank you, Vicky. If you have not watched her, she's a newer podcaster in Canada, and I've seen her in the Ravelry group before. I knew her before she started her podcast, and lots of fun. She does reviews on things, and it's really cool because I think hers is a little bit different because well, first of all, I think all of us do true reviews. I really don't think there's anybody out there that I'm thinking, oh, they're not being honest. But like, she's showing some stitch markers, right? And she's sitting there and she says, you know, I'm trying to see if this will bend. And she's trying to see if she can destroy it, basically. I tell her, you should give it to my daughter, Ruby. We'll know in 2 seconds if it can be destroyed, to be quite honest. But, but she tells you, you know, like, hey, this is really sturdy. This is what I did to it. She's trying to give really good, honest reviews by her standards, which are very high. And so there's that. And just a great personality. She's a lot of fun. You could tell she's, oh gosh, how many podcasts? I think they're under 5 right now. But you could just see, I love watching new podcasts because she's getting more and more relaxed, and it's great. Even her first podcast was great. So check her out if you haven't seen her. Jeanette from the Bookish Stitcher podcast. You guys have probably all heard about her. She's been around. She's amazing. She also had some really nice things to say, and I just so appreciated it. And I love her podcast. She is one of those that I've always wanted to watch. She's kind of been, there's only so many podcasts you can watch. But I have been starting to watch her, especially with the swap that we just had. And I'm like, you know, I just got to fit her in. Her last podcast I watched, it was her latest episode, and it's called The Bookish Stitcher, so she reads lots of books. And I loved the review she gave on this last one in particular. I loved what she had to say. She's a really good person, really nice. As if any of these people I'm mentioning are not good. They're all amazing people. You guys know this. But anyways, thank you, Jeanette, for your kind words. Andy from Andre Sue Knits. All I can say is I'll never be able to thank you enough. I really won't. You're awesome. You're great. I don't even know what to do. I feel like words are so little. I mean, she has been such a tremendous support to me. I can ask her anything. She's amazing. You guys see her. She is so, if there's a crafty gene, it lives in Andy's family because you've watched her mom, her husband, her kids, her. Like, is there anyone in your family who's not crafty? They're just all amazing. I love her. Tanya from Knitting Spring, also new to me podcast after the Valentine's Day swap. And she is such a sweetheart too. She does an Indie Diary of the Month as well. And she has an Indie along going on in her group. Really, she's a sweetheart. Thank you so much too. Your words, they've meant a lot. Thank you so much for being so kind and so supportive. I really appreciate it. And Lena. I have not mentioned her, and I cannot believe I have not mentioned her sooner. Lena from Lena Knits podcast. She is in Helsinki, Finland. She is another amazing knitter. She's always wearing something that she knit. And it's not like, it's usually like a sweater or something. I mean, she does an amazing amount of knitting, and it's phenomenal. I cannot tell you how many things she's worn that I'm like, I want to knit that. She's great. She's great. Helen Stewart from the Curious Handmade podcast. I heard her mention Lena's podcast while I was listening to it. I was like, yay! I think that's so cool when there's someone that you know and you've been talking to, and a big podcast mentions them, because it's just, she deserves that kind of recognition. She really does. If you haven't watched her, totally check her out. She offered to knit my other sock for the afterthought heel, because that was such a miserable experience. And she's so sweet. I'm like, you are so nice. No, I'm going to put my big girl pants on and do that other sock. But if for some reason something happens, I'll take you up on that offer. But I really enjoy her podcast, Lena Knits. Yeah, that's it for the thank yous. I'm sure I'm forgetting someone else. I really am. It's been, for the crummy couple weeks I've had, it's also been an amazing couple of weeks because of you guys. Not just the podcasters who've mentioned, I'm just mentioning them. There's so many viewers who send me words of encouragement, or just a really fun message, or say something that just cracks me up, or you guys are great. You're great. You mean so much to me. I can never, ever, ever repay you for all the things you say and do for me. Thank you. And I think I'll just end right there. Let's end on a really, really good note. Thank you for joining me. No idea how long this went. I do promise that I'm trying to keep them relatively condensed. I'm trying. I'm going to blame the time of night, and I'm just going to shut up because I think I'm just babbling now. But, oh, thanks for being here. Thanks for joining me, and check us out on the Knitting Games, and make something beautiful. Until next time, bye.